Let's see if this thing even works. Um, oh Lord. Uh, hello there. First of all, see if my chat even works. 'Cause, it's been a while since I've done this. Layout. Good Lord, it's been so long since I've done this. I'm out of practice. And let's see. Sorry about this. I am way out of practice. I'm trying to get my screen to pop up because I am. Not that anybody's there. uh, oh, really? You have to pay for that? Oh, wow. Well, I don't have any money for that, so I'll just have to wait. Let's see. Please forgive me. I am. You know, here's stuff for notes. Trying to get my mod in here so he can maybe tell me what I can do here. In the meantime, uh, what in the world? Well, at least I can show that. It's. I don't know. Popcorn yellow striped. Whatever. I don't know what that nightmarish thing was. Popcorn bucket. Popcorn bucket, huh? Okay. You know what? I'm not going to question it. No, sir. I'm looking at it on StreamYard and it didn't tell me what it was. It just shows me something completely different, you know? Whoa. Okay. We're going to escape the full screen there. Uh, yeah, I am trying my darndest to figure this out again because it's been so long. And, anyways, so, old man, how's the audio showing up? Is it showing up okay? Yeah. He's good. Audio's good. Okay. Well, that is a good thing. Um, let's see. English. Well, I don't need to translate to English. I need to, new layout, no. Manage layout, no. Cancel that. Camera, audio, hotkeys, guest, no. I'm trying to get it where it shows up my articles again, because this is really aggravating. No, that's not it. I guess. Not media assets. Here, we'll feed some. Yeah. I am the worst. Reducing seeds. You see material comments. Yeah. No. Why? Am I going to have to do this on... I'm going to have to do this on my other... I am so sorry. I'm going to have to do this on my other. Unless I can figure out how to do this, which apparently I can't. So I am reading through all the tools here. Oh, Streamlabs. I really don't want to do that, so I prefer not to use Streamlabs. Streamlabs gave me problems before. Then it really made a problem of things, but... And I really liked the ability to use a lot of the tools on StreamYards. Yeah. Heck, I can do that. I can highlight messages. I can't do that on Streamlabs. just can't get my. Huh. Well, that didn't help. That didn't help at all. I am crap at this. Yeah. Let's see. Hello? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Mm. Oh, how's the quality going? I finally get one thing fixed and everything goes to crap. Okay. Technical difficulties. Yay. God, am I horrible? I am so sorry, everyone. Like I said, I'm sorry for anybody that watches this. And I'm sure everybody else has gone over it. Of course, like I was trying to read and it wasn't going through. Um, his PlayStation says it will stop making physical, which everybody knew that. You know, I was talking about Sony's decision last week. Announced the end of physical games production by 2028. One of the most perfect PR disasters in recent gaming history. And considering what has been happening with Xbox, that's saying, which I don't consider that a disaster. These people are thinking that all the firing going on at Xbox, all the with the Aisha Sharna firing everybody, firing all the thousands from the game studios, is a bad thing. I say it's trimming the fat from underperforming studios that have been really pumping out, well, just substandard games that aren't worth their money, that are costing them a fortune, and we're getting nothing in return. It's costing them more money than they're worth. Basically, I'm telling them either you perform or die. On, on the on the company side, I mean, if you if your company doesn't make a profit, you can't expect the somebody to keep bailing you out. Eventually, you're going to crash, and that's why Xbox has been bleeding out. They haven't been profitable in quite some time. But first, there was the timing. Sony posted the news of its decision on the PlayStation blog less than a week after admitting that it would be deleting 550 movies from their digital libraries of PlayStation owners due to the end of a licensing deal, thereby perfectly illustrating the dangers of purchasing digital products. Surprise, you never actually owned them. The move is in stark contrast with the company's stance on this very issue back in 2013 when Microsoft was attempting to push Xbox One as a digital first console with strict controls on the sharing and reselling of its games. Sony brilliantly mocked its rival with a short video on how easy it was to lend physical games to pals on the PS4. Oh dear. If Sony thought the response to its decision would be meek compliance, it was wrong. TikTok and YouTube are buzzing with vociferous reactions. I hope I pronounced that right. Screwed. Tell me you aren't just trying to justify that English major. Um, Reaction videos by disgruntled gamers, while brands such as KFC, Domino's, and for heaven's sakes, DeLorean have posted mock announcements. Hey, don't insult DeLorean. They're actually trying to make a comeback. Um, to social media declaring their own intentions to go download only. Satirical news site The Onion soon got in on the joke with screwed the Onion with the story claiming popular U.S. snack Twinkies would become exclusively digital. The response from Sony, only 4 days of total radio silence because, well, what can they possibly say? Of course, from a purely economic standpoint, it is understandable why this decision was made across the board. Video game publishers, basically, they and they're going to try to go through talking about the sales, eh, talking about how many people are doing it by how much sales are done by digital and how supposedly it's cheaper to do it digital. The whole promise of it going digital was it was going to cost everybody less, but it isn't. It's not costing anybody any less by buying it digital than it is physical. I mean, they're charging just as much. And here's the thing that I don't get: people, you're you're getting we're getting nothing for it, and we're getting nothing extra for it. And like they mentioned here with the whole movies, you don't actually own it. Then you have, or Xbox popped off with, that they could introduce the disc to digital game conversion system this next week, which, okay. Yeah, this week, user in the Xbox Insider program did not receive the usual update Xbox Series XS consoles. The delay came as a surprise, especially since Asha Sharna said some time ago that new console updates would be released every 2 weeks. Brad Rossetti, head of Xbox Insider, suggested that the delay was because the next update will be worth the wait. While he did not reveal what it includes, Jez Corden believes he already knows the answer. The feature is called Project Positron. It is Microsoft's planned system to make the move from physical games to digital games much easier for players. It also comes at a time when PlayStation plans to stop supporting disc based games starting January 28. Rossetti's social media post created a lot of discussion, but Corden responded with a simple message: Positron cometh. Based on what is known so far, Positron is the system that converts physical Xbox games into digital licenses. It is expected to arrive as Microsoft's solution for a future where physical discs become less common. If the reports are correct, Positron will let players insert supported Xbox One discs as well as Xbox Series X disc to receive digital license permanently linked to their Microsoft account. While this is not the same as keeping physical discs forever, it offers two important benefits. Players can still lend physical games to friends, and the second-hand market can continue to exist. The system works by linking the digital license to the account that activates the disk. If the account changes, the game can no longer be accessed through the previous account. However, the digital license can be transferred from the disk to another person's Microsoft account when the game is sold. Nonetheless, nothing has been officially confirmed yet, but everything points to Project Positron arriving on Xbox sooner than expected. As more information becomes available, we'll make sure to let you guys know. And now, of course, I still don't like the idea of that. At any point, they could just change their mind. They're trying to say it's a permanent thing, but like, here, you get some of the comments. I really need this system explained to me very slowly and clearly. If I digitize my disc, then sell it, I lose my digitized version, but only after said disc has been installed on a different account. So, what if it just sits at the store I traded it to for a year? And how would my system know that it was activated again? Surely I would need to be online, right? The whole thing seems complicated. Plus, I'm assuming that Helix won't have a disk drive, which further complicates things for me. And I don't like it because, well, let's put it this way. Let's say all of a sudden they decide that um, it just won't recognize the keys anymore. I mean, oh crap, it didn't share it. I am crap at this. I went over it and I read it and it didn't even. I am crap. And all this started, and all this hit the news and really took off and really set PlayStation on fire because of this. Because of GTA 6. Now I have a different article up, which is the most evil thing of GTA, which isn't the fact that they're diskless, which I find evil. Others may not find it evil, but I find it completely and totally evil. Um, um, the, especially considering GTA 6. Oh, well, if you want to have the entire content, you got to pay over $100 for it. But we can ignore that part and just focus on GTA 6 being unplayable for millions of gamers unless they can meet this criteria. Despite being the biggest game to be releasing in 26, Grand Theft Auto 6 might not even be playable for many of its excited fans. The unprecedented hype this game has truly that this game has is truly incredible, especially given how little real information Rockstar has given about it. Yet this immersive new entry in the GTA series, has the rapt attention of gamers everywhere who are eagerly waiting to get behind the wheel. Not me. Sadly, new information is suggesting that many players will have to show a driver's license before they can play. Last year, Australia implemented online age verification laws that block access to certain websites like TikTok, as well as some games like Roblox. These age laws require people to prove via government issued ID that they are at least 16 years old for R rated games. And Australia might not be the only one to follow this format with GTA 6. Currently, GTA 6 hasn't received an official age rating. However, a PlayStation GTA 6 email accidentally confirmed it is having a mature rating in the US, which would mean an R18 rating in Australia and an 18 in the UK. So far, the UK has not required age verification for video games. Yet that could be changing soon. Earlier this year, the UK followed Australia's example and implemented a similar social media ban. Video games have not fallen under that just yet, but ongoing discussions continue to take place regarding bans on voice chat features for those under the age requirement, which could lead to stricter video game rules overall. Of course, currently, Australia's age requirements only affect R18 plus games, with single player and offline games being okay. But while GTA 6 has not officially confirmed or denied online multiplayer mode, it is highly likely to include. GTA Online continues to be incredibly popular and is a steady source of income for Rockstar. This age verification is already happening in Australia for GTA Online. So it is all but guaranteed that GTA 6 will require the same, particularly given the millions of dollars in fines that Rockstar could be faced with if not. GTA 6 is anticipated to be the biggest game release of all time, releasing on both PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS systems this November, even though this will certainly come as a disappointment to those who are affected. Grand Theft Auto 6 will still be a huge launch, and although we do not condone this, there are probably more who will find a way around the rules regardless. I mean, I will be right back. I have to take care of something real quick. It sounds like Nero is acting up in the living room. Alrighty, I think everything should work again. Is the mic working? Got a meter, so I guess it is. Now, I wanted to get back to the stuff whenever it came to the problems, whenever it came to the stuff like the Sony being able to just, with Sony and Xbox wanting to put everything on all digital, basically it's going to shaft everybody if all of a sudden they decide to say, your license doesn't mean anything anymore. And of course, they're going to feel the chief argument that people give is, well, if if you don't, if buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't stealing, which I don't condone that, and that's a horrifying way to look at things because it is stealing. It's wrong. People did put time and effort into it. So, and so there is a few ways to go about this and ways that can be addressed. As much as I hate the government to do things, there may be the only option to get any form of protection out of it. So, we're going to first look at this. Now, some of them are not good. I mean, you see, originally you had some ideas of some digital bill of rights. Now, we're not going to look at the California one because California one has lost its ever living mind. Okay, because theirs makes no sense at all. Um, and it's written by Rokana, and he is, well, absolutely batshit crazy. Um, but no, um, there are other ones that gave you key protections that were neat. You see, at one point, I don't know if you remember it because I remember it. Whenever Trump was campaigning, he had brought up a digital bill of rights, and certain parts were brought into it, and this applies to the GTA thing, which is anonymity should be protected. Your personal data and privacy should be protected. You shouldn't be forced to give a company your information, like you're a random company, because whenever it goes to that, Rockstar isn't want is wanting you to give your license to a third party to be able to play there for a verification to be able to do it. Not good. And it's just, there is a combination where you can mix stuff like the digital bill of rights with the original, um which you had a digital one, which was a AI overview, which I would read this one, which there, yeah, a digital bill of rights refers to a framework of legislation and legislative principles, consumer protections designed to safeguard human rights, privacy, and free speech in the digital age, because the U.S. lacks a single federal standard. Several states have implemented their own, dictating how large corporations can track, monetize, and secure your personal data. And that is part of what you need. What Ro Khanna didn't wanted to do was he put in the poison pill word. He put in equity. Yeah. And whenever you read his, he was trying to do things that were not particularly good. Now, you did have some federal proposals, which was an Internet Bill of Rights, which, not good either. But it had some good things, which was, you had framework like the proposed federal Internet Bill of Rights, push to extend traditional democratic civil liberties such as protections against warrantless digital mass surveillance, direct to internet activities. That's one thing I can agree with Ro Khanna on. You should not have digital mass surveillance that is warrantless. I can agree with. There are things he can come up with that I can agree on, but there was too many poison pills in what he had proposed within the California legislation, which you can just look it up and read it. It's a bit of a he's a bit of a long-winded person that is kind of hard to. There is too few things within his bill to be able to agree with. Florida had one that had some poison pills in it too, which was signed into law and took it was taken into effect in 24. This act imposed strict data protection obligation on large tech company, restricts government requests for such content moderation, and increases privacy protection for minors. Now, you take that into account, that kind of restricts part of the GTA problem. And some other, and PlayStation was wanting to, Sony was talking about doing it overall, and even Microsoft was talking about doing it overall, requiring ID to play games because of Australia and the EU. Now, then you have, how do we combat the issue of where everything going digital and you no longer being able to own things? Well, you have a consumer bill of rights, which is a little bit different, and now we have to update it for the digital age. In which case, we're going to share this tab. Now, mind you, it's old, but it can be updated. And this was under President Kennedy. President Kennedy, Consumer Bill of Rights, March 15th, 1962. To the Congress of the United States, consumers, by definition, include us all. They are the largest economic group in the economy, affecting and affected by almost every public and private economic decision. Two-thirds of all spending in the economy is by consumers, but they are the only important group in the economy who are not effectively organized, whose views are often not heard. The federal government, by nature the highest spokesman for all the people, has a special obligation to be alert to the consumer's needs and to advance the consumer's interest. Ever since the legislation was enacted in 1872 to protect the consumer from frauds involving the use of the U.S. mail, the Congress and executive branch have been increasingly aware of their responsibility to make certain that our nation's economy fairly and adequately serves the consumer's interest. In the main, it has served them extremely well. Each succeeding generation has enjoyed both higher income and greater variety of goods and services. As a result, our standard of living is the highest in the world. And in less than 20 years, it should rise an additional 50%. Fortunate as we are, we nevertheless cannot afford waste in consumption any more than we can afford inefficiency in business or government. If consumers are I'm sorry, not offended, offered inferior products, if prices are exorbitant, if drugs are unsafe or worthless, I think it scrolled on me. If the consumer is unable to choose on an informed basis, then his dollar is wasted, his health and safety may be threatened, and the national interest suffers. On the other hand, increased efforts to make the best possible use of their income can contribute more to the well being of most families than equivalent efforts to raise their incomes. The march of technology affecting, for example, the foods we eat, the medicines we take, and the many appliances we use in our homes has increased the difficulties of the consumer along with his opportunities, and it has outmoded many of the old laws and regulations and made new legislation necessary. The typical supermarket before World War II stocked about 1,500 separate food items, an impressive figure by any standard, but today carries over 6,000. 90% of the prescriptions written today are for drugs that were unknown 20 years ago. Many of the new products used every day in the home are highly complex. The housewife is called upon to be an amateur electrician, mechanic, chemist, it's not toxicologist, dietitian, and mathematician, but she is rarely furnished the information she needs to perform these tasks proficiently. Marketing is increasingly impersonal. Consumer choice is influenced by mass advertising utilizing highly developed arts of persuasion. The consumer typically cannot know whether drug preparations meet minimum standards of safety, quality, and efficacy. He usually does not know how much he pays for consumer credit, whether one prepared food has more nutritional value than another, whether the performance of a product will in fact meet his needs, or whether the large economy size is really a bargain. Nearly all the programs all the programs offered by this administration, e.g., the expansion of the the expansion of the world trade, the improvement of medical care, the reduction of passenger taxes, the strengthening of mass transit, the development of conservation and recreation areas, and low cost power are of direct or inherent importance to consumers. Additional legislative and administrative action is required. However, if the federal government is to meet its responsibility to consumers in the exercise of their rights, these rights include one, the right to safety to be protected against the marketing of goods which are hazardous to the health or life. Two, the right to be informed to be protected against fraudulent, deceitful, or grossly misleading information, advertising, labeling, or other practices, and to be given the facts he needs to make an informed choice. I see that before we go any further, um, I personally say, oh, we're going to sell you a physical copy, which is just an empty case with a code in it. Looking at you, GTA 6. The three, the right to choose to be assured whether wherever possible access to a variety of products and services at competitive prices in those industries in which competition is not workable and government regulation is substituted, and assurance of satisfactory quality and service at fair prices. For the right to be heard, to be assured that consumer interest will receive full and sympathetic consideration in the formulation of government policy, and fair and expeditious treatment in its administrative tribunals. To promote the fuller realization of these consumer rights, it is necessary that the government programs be strengthened, that government organizations be improved, and in certain areas that new legislation be enacted. And now, as much as I hate to think of the government getting involved, I could see where you could take that, modify it just a bit more, and give a bit more consumer protections with digital, where they can't just rip away your. Whenever you go through and you purchase something digitally, it's yours. You purchased it. I mean, it's sort of like That's like my whole argument against property tax. Did you buy your house or not? Or I mean, you purchased the house. Why do you have to keep paying for it? But we'll skip the property tax first. All right, let's take for example. You go through and well, here, let me pull it up. And this is something Asmongold brought up before, and I can bring it up here. Um, 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 let's see. Yeah, like let me share this because this is screwed up. I mean, really, really screwed up. Okay, now this is an older article. Well, even though this is from earlier this year, this was published in February. But this is BMW commits to subscriptions even after heated seat debacle. You may not have to pay a monthly fee to keep your butt warm, but BMW isn't backing down from subscription features. Remember BMW subscription seat heater scandal? You'd be forgiven. Yeah, for letting it slip your mind. After all, it's been more than enough rage bait, automotive and otherwise, to go around in recent years. Short version of this, both manufacturers and dealers, basically, you had to pay for a subscription for your heated seats. I mean, you also have to pay for a subscription for full self driving. I forget how much it is per month or whatever, but it's $8,000 if I remember correctly for the full for a full for a lifetime, or at least until you transfer it to somebody else. Um, I can pull that up in a moment, but here, let me go ahead and pull on Sud. But yeah, you go through and um, but but yeah, you're going through and you're you. I mean, there wasn't. They're talking about full self driving for that. You also pay for their for other services for that. You got BMW Connect Drive. You have BMW and Tesla aren't alone. Most semi-autonomous driving software comes with some sort of subscription, often after a trial period. Charging GM has been charging membership fees for OnStar, but it, but what's to say? All right, you got this where you had to pay for a heated seat, but what's next? What's to say they all of a sudden say, you know what? You bought the car, but if you don't pay a subscription, you can't start the car. Or you can't use, well, maybe not that hard, but no subscription, no heater or air conditioner. Or if you don't pay the subscription, we'll only allow your car to go so fast or have so much range. At any point, they could revoke it. There's no protections out there for you. And it's sort of like with the digital stuff on the consoles, um, with the digital games and stuff, you're going to get shafted. Even the Xbox thing, where they said, well, you're going to get a permanent you're going to get a permanent license for it. How permanent is that permanent license? Because they could change their mind at any point. A new CEO could pop in at any point and say, you know what? Nah, we're going to revoke that and remove it. I mean, I mean, it's scary what they could do. And you got to think these cars, you got to have all these subscriptions that you got to go through. Here, I'll pull up this. Um, like the AI overview, like Tesla offers three main monthly subscriptions: full self driving for 99 a month, premium connectivity starts at 9.99 a month, and an extended service agreement for out of warranty repairs. You can manage these purposes subscriptions directly through the Tesla app. Full self driving, supervised. This advanced driver assist suite includes assisted steering, navigating city streets, automated parking, and traffic light control. Is available monthly subscription for $99, or like I said, it was like $8,000 for lifetime. Um, and it can, I believe, it transfers over to others. You have the premium connectivity, which, $99 annually. I have no problem with that. I mean, you get the full internet for your car. I think it runs off of your. I think it runs off of the unlocks in-car internet features like satellite view maps, live. But I could just use my phone. Um, Video streaming apps like Netflix, music streaming, and remote live camera view. See, extended warranty agreement available for qualifying pre-owned and out of warranty vehicles. Extended vehicle coverage up to 1 year or 10,000 miles. I put that in a couple months. Uh, um, I mean, let's see. Let's. I mean, it's insane. But at any point, they could just all of a sudden decide, you know what, we're going to cut everything off. It, and you're paying for. At one point, they say you're just paying for a license to use the vehicle. You just paid $20,000, $30,000, 60,000, 80,000 for a Cybertruck, and you don't even own it. It's just a license to use it. You don't actually own it. I mean, it's kind of dirty, isn't it? And I'm not a very bright man, but I feel a trap inbound. I mean, it feels kind of dirty to me. And I'm paranoid, I guess. I'm old. Leave me alone. Let's see. Maybe. Uh, but yeah, there has. I figure the only solution that could possibly work would be to switch it over to a system where you use where they have like you just the like I've shown that where Kennedy had brought up in '62 a consumer bill of rights, and you combine it with a digital bill of rights where you make the adjustments to it, where you give some sort of corrective action to it, where whenever you purchase something, you I understand that whenever you purchase it, it is yours. They can't just unilaterally say, you know what, we're no longer going to take it. It's one thing if they decide, we're not going to update it anymore. Okay, that's fine. But whenever they do that, it's still yours. The source code for it should be now public. If it is no longer going to be used, it should be now public on the source code for people to be able to use to adjust it and update it their own way. Like whenever an MMO goes down, the source code should be available for people to purchase or what have you. That's what they're trying. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Somebody's there's a group trying to push it through the EU. I wish I could remember it. Um, but they got basically they got. If I can think of it later, I'll try to pull it up. Maybe I'll do it in another stream or something because it's a really interesting thing. Um, um, yeah, good lord, I am out of practice at this, as you can tell, and I'm sure nobody even watched, other than you, which I am very grateful for. Thank you, old man. And at least I'm figuring out my controls again, and I think it looks better on screen on StreamYards. Uh, um, let's see. Um, that's what I was thinking about earlier. There was something else I was going to look at. Tried. Yeah, I got so flustered because, and I lost so many links I had up top because I was trying to get everything sorted. Figure out why I couldn't get everything, get my links to show up, and then when I get it to show up, then my audio doesn't want to work, and it's like, you know, it's one of those days. One of those days. But I'll figure it out. Um, well, I guess I better. I guess I'll call it a short one. It's gone for a decent amount of time. I mean, it hasn't been awful. Um, at least there's a little bit of fun. And if anybody watches this in the replay, thank you for sticking around this damn long and surviving it. I hope you at least got a laugh out of me making a complete and total ass of myself trying to figure it out because I'm an idiot. Uh, uh, and you know what? Just because it is the way you're supposed to do this, or at least I think it is, we might as well play something on the way out. So there we go. And is there anything you want me to look up? I mean, I can look up weird news or something real quick. I don't know what in the world I'm doing. Oh, Commodore phone. Okay. You know what? All right. Here we go. Alrighty. starting from $3.99. Runs 99% of Android apps without running Android. Flip closure, T plus T9 style texture. Adds mindful friction. High def music chip, FM radio, SD chiptune ringtones, worldwide network, support Wi-Fi for hotspot, blocks social media and browsers, no more doom scrolling, no data selling. Commodore X Selfish OS puts privacy first, less pop-ups, just calm ambient dome LED notifications. Go off grid, double tap rear physical privacy switch. Smart where it counts. Our smart flip may be designed to help you spend less time staring at a screen, but when you need to capture something, it makes it count. So it can be the only phone you need to take with you. 48 megapixel Sony rear camera with flash and intelligent autofocus front facing camera for video calls. The audiophile grade music supports HD audio and lossless files with optional high def IEM earphones. Did you get the earphones? Tell me you got the earphones. You know you wanted them. Ah, you did. DAC sound chips from ESS and Sirius and 3-year extended warranty. Ooh. The speech synthesis in Commodore. Here's the speech synthesis in Commodore games like Ghostbusters and Impossible Mission. Built-in FM radio, unlimited songs in your pocket. My order should arrive in September or October. Ooh. Commodore callback. All right. That's WhatsApp, rideshare, quick swap battery and back cover. Block social media. Price $3.99. Look at that. Yep, some flashy colors, and I'm presuming you went classic. This nice sexy beast here. Yeah, the color it's meant to be. Yeah, I mean, sure, the others look nice, but there's just something about the original. The original color. $3.99. That is just. Why go full blacklist? Science. Blocking online access improves attention, mental health, and well-being. PNS Nexus 2025. 45% of teens have actively tried to cut back social media. Pew Research 2025. Switching to minimal phones creates a greater sense of autonomy. Stanford 2026. Limiting social media reduces loneliness and depression. We turn these principles into a speed bump for your mind that's powerful enough to replace your smartphone. And like any great multi-tool, when you're done using it, you snap it shut, a deliberate endpoint instead of another invitation to scroll. Once closed, the VFB style screen shows only the basics, while our Dome LED notification system was built not to draw you back to your screen. Close the phone, open your life. Linux based, encrypted, no hidden data sharing. Private, not profit, never monetizes your data. Zero friction, no sign-in is required. Just turn on. Run things Android apps, maps, music, message, ride share, retro camera, mindful games, QR codes, podcast, voice notes, calendar, even Commodore 64U remote control. No social media, no browser, no toxic algorithm, apps designed by teams of scientists to keep you hooked, no system AI, no email, no Slack, Teams, etc. When you're not at work, you're not at work. Isn't that beautiful? Ships with a modest selection of classic and modern mindful Commodore 64 games, and with Nokia heritage, Snake of course, because the first step forward is a callback. Ooh. Before Commodore Amiga, there were typewriters and rotary phone and calculators. Just growing up a bit, plus more nods to Commodore heritage, even a mini spiral bound user guide. That's includes ringtones and alarms, including several based on officially licensed classic and new tunes from the Commodore 64's legendary SID sound chip. Ooh, I can't wait to hear some of those when you get that thing. Oh, callback can control your Commodore 64 Ultimate using included C64U remote app. Disconnect both devices to the same Wi-Fi network and you're good to the game. Change the onboard LED colors, load program, jump into settings, and even engage turbo boost to adjust the Ultimate's processor speed and the ultimate advantage. Snap on a snapback cover or hard case. How's this price to similar phones? Well, there isn't that many out there. Callback offers an unprecedented features for its price point, making it the most powerful global flip phone available. a Helio G81 processor, passive cooling, 48 megapixel Sony camera, built-in radio, our custom PCB with ambient dome LEDs, custom software with Android support, custom housing parts, and our unique stub antenna and more make this great mid-range smartphone without the dumb social apps or smartphone price. Take a look at the price comparison chart on the product page to see how its competitors cost $300 more. All right, let's see what the project says. Our 4Expert partner since September 25, and as of June 26, we finally have booting free production samples in hand. What remains is standard compliance testing and final software optimization. The long pole is the compliance checks, as it relies on the speed of the government department's approval. The latest expected shipping start date is always displayed by the pre-order button, and we will keep you updated on your account, my orders page, which you can check anytime. It's just dang. Now let's check the battery life. We completed system software battery optimizations, but we will update this FAQ when we have more info. The smaller screen, non-reliance on 5G, and flip screen closure with no wake ups all contribute positively to battery life. We expect a number of days of standby time. Battery is battery user replaceable. And its callback has a quick swap of battery. I didn't get the case. I like them. Caseless. You know what? We're going to look at something else while we're here. Yeah. I know. Metro Gaming Modern Power Classic Form Ultimate Function, 99% compatible with 10,000 plus C64 retro games and peripherals. FPGA main board, not emulation, with HDMI, USB, Wi-Fi, original ports from data sets, and disk drive, mouse to modem. Oh yeah. And we have the Slimline Commodore 64 basically. I don't want that one. I want the bread bin. The bread bin is what I grew up with. I've seen the Slimline, but I grew up with the bread bin. I like the bread bin. Cast from the original 1986 Commodore factory tooling. Sleek, creamy beige case. It's from 1986. All the same internal specs as the bread bin older brother. All the power of the bread bin. Half the loaf. Oh, Lord. Explore the games. Sticky, looky. Yeah. Sadly, remember that one? Getting old. That one. And you can just go through and find more. You can buy them. I mean, it's not sharing, is it? Is it sharing? Oh, and you can go through and buy more. That's where you can go through and download and buy more games. You can buy some and download some. Some are free, some you have to pay for. It's just, Pac-Man. I'm going through this whole time with feeding the ducks going. It's just messed up. I know somebody out there's probably getting tired of it. No, I'm sorry. I've been so distracted because I'm going through what I grew up with. I'm going squirrel. But no. But yeah, let's check out the merchandise. You got shirts, you got hats, you got cups. Yeah, like I said, it was built in USB is cool. Um, that's too precious. Let's see. Read below a certain ones was let in. Remember phone that they used to. One ring to build them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and the darkness bind them. Is it precious to you, your smartphone? Could you give it up freely? Do you find yourself touching your phone in your pocket whenever you're anxious and pull it out to disappear? What is the true cost? Commodore callback. Starting at $4.99 with all the reactions. Yes, $4.99 until agreed upon. Until agreed upon some optimizations with our partners. Now callback is starting at $3.99, $3.49 on launch day if you sign up for our mailing list. Callback is designed by Commodore from the ground up. New tooling created in 2026 just for us. It can put, they keep lowering the price. Damn. I know. I love these people. All right, let's get the ducks to stop. Uh, we went from talking about these subscriptions that are going to that are basically ending the fun for everybody because they could at any point turn off everything we love and destroy it. And, just take away everything from us because they could shut down our cars that we're driving if we're driving an electric car. They could render our electronics completely mute whenever we're trying to play games. Oh wow, you think you own that? No, you don't. Our movies, or here's one. What happens if all of a sudden they say, "Well, yeah, you own the physical copy, you own that disc, but now we're going to say that that DVD player or Blu-ray player or whatever can't read it anymore." Yeah, or it won't read the files on the USB anymore. We're going to give it an update that says it can't read those files anymore because the, it kind of reminds me. Do you remember what happened with me with Diablo 2 whenever whenever we got to do the beta? Then they put that one little thing in, and all of a sudden I couldn't play it anymore on PC. Yeah, just imagine that crap. Yeah, they could pull that crap. I know it doesn't quite sound similar, but yeah, it worked perfectly during the beta. And then all of a sudden, it was gone. No good. You can't play it anymore. As we put one line of code in and said, nope. You meet all the requirements, all the system requirements, but you cannot play it. You paid for it and everything else, but that doesn't matter. You can't play it because you don't. So I had to refund it. So, just saying, this could all go very poor very quickly. Very, very poorly. And let's see. Um, hmm. Yeah. Speaking of that, let's talk about. Well, I think I've actually pushed it far enough. I can go for an hour and a half, and this is much further than I intended for because this was only supposed to be a short stream, but I've had fun with it. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Good lord. Yeah, granted, a good half hour of it I spent trying to fight to figure out what in the holy hell I was doing. Uh, but anyways, I thank you for sticking around with me, old man. And I'll try to do this again soon, since apparently it worked, sort of. And since I kind of know what I'm doing again, I think. I don't know if anybody will watch me, but at least I have fun doing it. Well, I'm glad you at least enjoyed it. Uh, somebody has to. Uh, have a good one, old man. And thank you to anybody who watched. And I'll try to do this again. And wish me luck on the next one being better. Uh, worst streamer ever. I am out.